Today we have programs related to dictionaries. Starting with today's first program, here it is. I want you to write a Python program to remove keys with substring values. Let me modify the problem statement. You need to take a dictionary, then you need to read a value. Substring is equals to input. We have not gone through the strings, right? Keys with substring values. Okay. Let's skip this question. I forgot that we have not gone through strings. Let's go ahead with the second question. Copy the values of dictionary and store it in a list. At least you can do this. Copy the values of dictionary and store it in a list. Okay, let me give you a standard dictionary example. Okay, take this dictionary. Then what do I need? I need all the values and store it in a list. List of val is equals to this. For I in this dict list of val dot append this dict of I print list of val. Here you go. This is what I asked for. Let me explain. I have taken a dictionary, then I have created an empty list, then I have iterated through the keys of the dictionary, and then I have accessed the values using this particular expression, this particular statement. Once in every iteration, I am going to get the values from the dictionaries, and then I'm going to take this value and I'm going to append this at the end of list value one by one. Once I do that, after the for loop, the control comes out of for loop. Once all the values inside the once all the items inside the dictionary are exhausted, the control comes out of the loop, and the list underscore val will contain all the values of the dictionary, and I'm going to print it. That's what is happening. Copy the keys of dictionary and store it in a list. Now, if I want to do that, what modification should I do? Please respond. Append I. Perfect. Instead of this dict of I, I'll just put I, and once I execute this, I'm going to get this particular, right, which are the keys. Now, people tell me, if I replace year by model, what will happen? Will I get an error? Please remember that in the same dictionary, we can't have two similar keys. So what do you think? Error. Yogesh thinks it's an error. Coincidentally, you will not get an error. I'll tell you why. It is going to replace the value. The current model value will be not Mustang, but will be 1964. That's it. So you'll have ambiguous values. You'll have a great deal of confusion. So it's never recommended to have two keys name in a single dictionary. It's going to create a havoc with your data. So undoing it this year, right? Next, extract selective keys values included. All right. So if you want to extract a particular, now the problem is, let me copy paste the problem for you. What is expected? You need to read the values. List of input dot split. Right, what you are doing, you need to read the list from the user first. This list includes the keys whose values needs to be extracted. Right? I repeat, you are reading the values from the key, from the user. What values are those? Those values are actually the keys whose values need to be extracted. So you're going to, okay, let me key, and then you are going to create one more empty variable list underscore val. Then what you are going to do? You are going to iterate through the list key, right? List underscore key. Right, then you are going to append the dict one of I. Let's go ahead and execute this program. I want brand and model. That's it. I have Ford and Mustang. As simple as that. Right, I'm going to repeat this program explanation. What we need to do, we have a dictionary already. We need to read the input from the user, which will be list. This input will contain the keys whose values are required for the user, right? when the user enters brand, the user needs actually Ford. Okay, so we are reading all those key values from the user. So once the user enters, we need Ford and Mustang. If the user enters brand and model, we need the output Ford and Mustang. So first, what we'll do, we are going to read the input from the user, store it in a list. Then we are going to take an empty list, which is our output. Then we are going to iterate through the input list in a for loop, and we are going to append the values of the dictionary corresponding to the input keys given by the user, and that of course will be the value which will be appended to list underscore val, which is our output list. Then we are going to print out the output list onto the user. That's what is happening. So hope this is clear. Yes. How many of you have done it? How many of you have done this? Anybody? Nobody? Yes. At least you got this. What we are trying to do? What we are trying to do? Moving ahead. Swap keys and values, return common values found if same values found. A beautiful program. Ah, yeah. Same keys found, right? We have dictionary. We need one more dictionary. Dictionary 2 is equals to flower braces. Then what you are going to do? You are going to swap this. So you will not be needing any list. Then you iterate through dict1. Then what you need to do? You need to do this dict2 of I is equals to dict1 of I. And when you try to print this dict2, when I execute this, I have all the things swapped. Just a second. Okay, dict2 of dict1 of I is equals to I. Perfect. Let's see. Brand, Mustang, model, year. So this is your solution, and we forgot one more thing. Return common values found if same keys are found. If dict1 of I in dict2 print common keys found. No, if you do that, you'll have the data updated. You'll have the data loss. So this is your solution. This is a solution according to the problem statement. Let me take you through the program once again. I have this dictionary. I'll create one more empty dictionary. I'm going to iterate through the original dictionary in the for loop. Then I'm going to check whether what is this? What is dict1 of I? Can anybody tell me what is dict1 of I? What will I get if I use dict1 of I? Value of dict1. Perfect. Now, if value of dict1 of I, where I is the key and value will be corresponding to that particular key, I'm going to check whether that particular value is already present as a key in dict2 or not, right? If it is already present in dict2, I'm going to print the message common key is found. I'm going to exit the function. If not, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to take that particular value and place it as the key in dict2, and I'm going to take that particular key which is I and place it at the position of value, and I'm going to create a new key value pair in dict2, and once the control comes out of the for loop, I'm going to print the dict2 values. Hope this is clear. Any doubts? Am I going fast? Am I going slow? But you don't have dict2 before swap. Okay, what you but you don't have dict2 before swapping, right? I didn't get your question, Yogesh. Key in dict. See, Yogesh, the objective of if condition is I'm going to check that current iteration of I is corresponding to a key, corresponding to a value which is already a key in dict2. That is what we are trying to see. Understand the scenario. Here I is the key. I'm going to access the corresponding value of that particular key in dict1. And that value I'm going to check if it is already existing in dict2. If it is existing, I'm going to print common keys found. If not, I'm going to go ahead and swap it. How am I going to swap it? I'm going to take dict2 and place that particular value inside a dict2, and then I'm going to place key in dict. Okay, 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 fine. Hold on. Is this clear now? The value of the now the thing is we are swapping the values and keys of dictionary 1. So what I'm trying to do, I'm going to take the value of dictionary 1. Dict1 of I will be your value, so that should be key of dict2. So what I'm trying to do, I'm going to take this value and store it in key, right? And I is the key for the dict1, but I'm going to store it in the value. So I'm going to copy it in value. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take dict2 of key is equals to value, which will create the new key value pair. Hope this is clear, people. Okay, moving ahead. Sort a dictionary with respect to keys. Let's see who does this. Sort it in ascending order. This is your solution. Okay, hold on. This will return you a list. Here is a small input for you. What has gone wrong? Keep trying, people. Keep trying. I'm trying to get you a shortcut, but keep trying with your normal method. All right, people. Anybody with a solution? See, there is an inbuilt function called sorted. So what this does is it is going to take two parameters. Just remember this. It is going to take two parameters. One being the iterable. It might be dictionary or list or tuple. The next being whether to be sorted using ascending or descending order. So what you are going to do, you are going to split the dict one in items. Items in the sense your keys and values. So once it is going to be splitted, you are going to the program is going to sort the uh, dictionary. How is it going to sort? It is going to sort uh, based on your keys, right? Let me just make sure of it. Yes, it is going to sort according to your keys, right? Then what it is going to do? How is it going to do? In reverse is equals to false in the sense ascending order. If reverse is equals to true, it is in descending order. So it is going to sort it. Once it is sorted, again it is going to convert it back to dictionary, the value into dictionary, and then it is going to be printed. Right? As simple as that. Let me explain once again. Here is the dictionary. Once you put into sorted is a function which takes in two parameters, one being your iterable, which might be dictionary or a tuple or a list. Then the second being whether it should be in ascending or descending order. So what dict1 dot items do is it is going to separate your dictionary in terms of keys and values. So once it is going to be separated, it is going to sort the entire dictionary with respect to your keys. Once it is sorted, it is going to be joined back to a dictionary form in as we are passing to dict method. It's a constructor actually. So once you do that, you'll get back the dictionary which is going to be printed. So this particular dictionary is ordered, sorted in ascending order with respect to your keys. Hope that is clear, right? Okay, Kotresh has come up with. I doubt, Kotresh. I doubt this is going to work. Let me check. I don't think so. It is going to work. Let me check once again. Huh? Let me take this out. Okay. 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 It is going to work. Right. Yes. It is going to work, but you are going to just get. You are not going to get an extra dictionary. You are just going to get your print statements. You'll get it in print statements. Then you need to form a dictionary for it. Right. Shout out to Kotresh. He has come up with a wonderful solution. Perhaps a lengthy one, but yeah, this is one way to go about. It is not modifying to dictionary. Right, right, Abhishek, correct. Anybody else? So what is he going to do? He is just taking a dictionary. Always remember, Kotresh, never use the variable name dict. Is your method name, constructor name. You should never use dict, right? So for key in sorted dict.keys, he is sending dict.keys into sorted function. What is it going to do? It is going to sort the keys and then it is going to iterate through the sorted keys one by one. Right? So what is he going to do? He is going to print the key corresponding to the dictionary's value onto the terminal. That's what is he going to do. Yes. Moving ahead, this is your assignment. Sort dictionary with respect to values. Percentage S is your way to represent your values. Right, here are the variable names and their values can be printed inside the print function. Instead it is a sort of format. Instead of doing this, you can also use format. You just put a flower pair of flower brackets here and here and then use dot format. You'll get the same output. Simple. Next, Write a Python script to concatenate the following dictionaries to create a new one. This is a sample dictionary and this is the expected output. I want you to execute this program. Let me see who does this first. What is the input? You want input? All right. Sure. This is your input. See, there is a saying, I have put it in the chat box. Have a look at it. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. Always remember this, right? As long as you involve yourself in the process, you are not going to learn. You are going to forget. You are just going to listen and you are going to forget. It's of no use. You need to involve yourself, do an interaction. We chalkboard, classes, and one way communication is long gone, right? It was in like 18th century, 17th century. Today we need to interact, we need to discuss, we need to it should be both the ways, right? So then only you are going to learn, because just listening to it, I'm 100% sure you're going to forget it. So as long as you interact, I'll also be happy, I'll also feel alive in the session. Okay, here is one thing. Always I lived by this. There should be a difference between my presence and my absence, right? Both should not be same. It should not be in negative way, of course. There should be a positive impact if I'm in an environment, right? If I'm not there, people should feel as if something is missing. Have that sort of charisma, make an impact. As my inspiration Steve Jobs says, put a dent in the universe. Think different, right? Okay, we have got a couple of answers. Let me see. Dharnendra. Perfect, Dharnendra. You have got a wonderful solution. Then you have Soundarya's solution. Soundarya, I'm not so sure your solution is going to work. Let me see. Oh, fine, 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 fine. Use instance. Okay, I have used update. All right. So let's see what Soundarya has done. She has directly used update method, right? So what update does is it is going to add the particular dictionary at the end of your existing dictionary. So that's a beautiful solution. I frankly speaking, I never thought of it, right? Kudos to that. Next, you have Yogesh Krishnan's solution. You have, okay, that is also a wonderful solution. Right, perfect, perfect. This is one way to do it. Right, Yogesh has got a wonderful solution. He has taken a new dictionary and he has iterated each and every dictionary one by one in the for loop. Right. Then she has put in the keys as supposed to put in, and he is creating new key value pairs every single time. That is one way to do it. Perfect. So far, Soundarya's solution has been the most efficient, right? Aditya's solution. Okay, pretty much every. Okay, keys. Perfect. Even if you don't mention keys, it is going to return keys itself. Aditya, remember. Then Soumya's solution. Soumya, what have you done? Uh, oh, Soundarya. I mean, Soumya has got even much more efficient solution. Much more efficient. The most efficient up till now. Perfect. She has taken the dict one itself and she has appended the dictionary 2 and dictionary 3 onto the dictionary 1 itself, and she is printing dictionary 1. Perfect. Perfect. Nice. Amit, what have you done? Let's see. For I in dict. dictionary 2. If I in oh, nice. Nice. Amit has thought totally out of the box. Totally. I really appreciate you, Amit. I request all of you people to take a moment and have a look at Amit's solution. He is actually checking if there is already an existing key in the output dictionary, so as not to alter the existing keys. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, nice, nice. Next, whom do we have next in the list? This is what I want, people. This is what I want. See, this is the exact reason why we are conducting the session. I mean, powerful solutions. Powerful solutions. Next on the list. For the people who didn't understand, what does update do? It is just going to perform a concatenation operation under the existing dictionary, nothing else, right? So yeah, next, write a Python script to check whether a given key already exists in the dictionary. Oh, come on, we have already done it. For namesake, because I have written here, I want you to do it. Please go ahead. Let me see who does this first. Write a Python script to check whether a given key already exists in a dictionary. Hardly it takes a line. A line max. I mean, minimum. Oh my God, Yogesh. In Kannada, there is a saying, Kankana sut mailarak bandrante. Amit has got a perfect solution. This is it. I appreciate your, yeah, you don't need to know it. You haven't missed anything. You are just making it way more complex. That's what it is. I appreciate your thinking, but make it efficient. Make it much more efficient, right? This is the way to go around it. You have a dictionary, then you'll have, wait a minute. What is this input? Why do you need input? I don't see any reason why to take input. Oh, sorry. I deeply apologize. I didn't read the question. Check whether a given a key already exists in a dictionary. Then you don't need, Arey Baba, then you don't need for loop itself. Why do you need for loop? It will print key exists a number of times. Enter key to check. Okay, okay. Perfect. I mean, why do you need integer? Okay, you have integer values. All right. Okay, okay. It's given key. Correct, Abhishek. Correct. See, Abhishek has got most efficient code. He is taking a dictionary, he is going to read the input key, then he is going to check if key in dict.keys or directly if you put dict, it works. You don't need to take out a dict.keys, right? Okay. Oh, Kotresh has defined a function. Beautiful. Again, Kotresh. Uh, fine. I appreciate. Perfect. You just have to mention a single statement, nothing else. You have this particular dictionary. If, okay, read the key. Key is equals to input. Here, in case int of input, okay, enter the key to check. Then you enter the key. Then if key in dict1 print present, else print not present. As simple as that. If you want to check 1, present. If you want to check 2, present. If you want to check 3, not present. Simple, right? Simple. Why do you need all such complication? Okay, sorry, I used dict again. Yeah, you should not quote trace. Correct. Yogesh says, what would be short solution if the dictionary itself is given and no inputs taken? Yeah, that's what we did, right? Dictionary itself is given and we have not taken any solution. This is your shortest version. Aishwarya has got solution. Does print flushes the output internally? Not all the times, Aditya. Not all the times. If you are in a competitive programming, this is what I want you to do. Import sys, right? Import sys. Then what you need to do is after printing, go ahead and do this. Sys dot std out dot flush. I want you to do this. Every single time you print anything, type this. Make a note of it. If you do this, it will automatically flush. SYS is your module which comes inbuilt in Python, which has all your system related uh, methods or functions or utilities. It might be related to your input output, it might be related to your environment variables, it might be related to your local variables, all those things. Then you have, and also I want to know to clear the input clutter. How do you do it? Same, flush it. Flush. Okay, okay. Let me explain. See, when you are printing, okay. Let me start from this scratch. Okay. Python is written using C programming. Hope you know it, right? Python programming language is built upon C. The Python interpreter itself is written in C. So C is used to build the predominant operating system in programming world, which is Unix, right? In Unix, what happens? Each and every component of your hardware or system is considered as a file, right? Your monitor is a file, your CPU is a file, your hard disk is a file, sorry, your mouse is a file, your keyboard is a file, okay? So what is happening is when you use print function, this particular print function, it is going to take that particular input given by the user and it is going to dump in a file called std out, right? Std out in the sense a standard output file, which essentially is your monitor. Okay, so this monitor is connected to that std out. That std out actually performs the function of a buffer. What is buffer? Buffer is an intermediate memory between your output screen and your program. Okay, when you when you want to send something to print on your screen, you're going to send that particular value onto the buffer, and your monitor is going to pick that particular value from the buffer and it is going to dump you onto your screen, right? Now, when you want to take that particular when the monitor is going to take that particular value, it might also happen that in that particular file there might be some other entries as well, right? There might be other entries, there might be entries from other programs or processes or files, something like that, right? So you want to make sure that that particular file is free for me. So in that case, what you are going to do, you are going to first unclutter all those things. You are going to flush it onto the monitor, right? Once you do that, your file is free. Now what happens? You are going to use print function and store that particular value into std out. While you are doing it, it might so happen that your monitor is not going to pick up the monitor. Okay, let's assume it is a monitor. Okay, your monitor is, it might so happen that your monitor is not going to pluck it up, pick the particular value from the std out at that particular point in time which you need, right? So when, to avoid that, you're, once you use print function, immediately you're going to use flush. So that flush is just going to push that particular value in the buffer onto the output screen. That's what it does. Okay. So the probability of not being printed on the monitor without using flush is one in like billions, right? We especially use stdout.flush when we are in competitive programming. When we are competitive programming, when we are participating in competitive programming, we are not printing the values onto the screen. We are actually printing the values onto a program which is going to check whether our output is correct or not, right? So when that particular program is trying to read the values from your program, it might so happen that the particular time in which the evaluating program is going to read the values from your program might not be in sync with the output produced by your program. So just to make sure that the synchronization is happening, just to make sure that that both the programs are in sync, you're going to use sys.stdout.flush. That's the reason why you're going to use flush, and that is what flush does. Hope this is clear. Yes, Abhishek says, hope people from other streams and complete beginners are getting it. Hope so, hope so. Amit says, in what data type will key be while condition if checked? I didn't get it. In what data type will key be while condition if? Key will be in the data type which actually be present in the dictionary. If the dictionary has the key data type in integer, the key will be in string. I mean integer. If it is in float, it will be in float. If it is in string, it will be in string. If it is in tuple, it will be in tuple. Oh, hope the things are clear. Can I be? Yeah, that's what we have done. This is integer. What do you think this is? The keys in dictionary are integers here in this particular case. Moving ahead. Where were we? Okay, here it is. Write a Python script to generate and print a dictionary that contains number between 1 and n, where n is to be read from the user, and create a table for it, a multiplication table. If one is the key, it's sorry, it is not a multiplication table, it is a square table, right? So if one is the key, the value should be 1. If 2 is the key, the value should be 4. If 3 is the key, the value should be 9. So read the value from the n and create a dictionary and print it. Aditya asks the question. I want everybody to try this problem. We are running out of time. I thought of finishing the tuples today. Aditya says, what type of naming conventions are preferred widely? Always remember you need to. Okay, if the variable is totally insignificant, okay, if you are using an iterator variable just to keep track of number of iterations, or if you are using a variable which you think is not going to be used by you, use an underscore, just an underscore, right? Nothing else. Use just an underscore. Okay, this is a universal convention. If you're using an underscore, you're just using that particular variable at that point in time, probably to keep a track of iteration, or probably to keep a track of a variable which has to be swapped immediately. So for that reason, you can use a simple underscore. Then if you are using double underscore in in front as well as back, it means that it is either a constant environment variable constant, or it is an inbuilt function, right? It is an inbuilt function, we'll see operator overloaders. It might be add, it might be sub, it might be mul, it might be diff. So all these inbuilt functions, uh, which are going to add your numbers or strings, they have double underscore in front as well as at the end of their name. And point number 3, it is always suggested never to use uppercase letters in your variables, right? It is always recommended never to use uh, updated, I mean uppercase letters in your either in your for function names or in your variable names, right? These are some tips which I can give you. Then can a key be int? Because I understood it will be of string type, even it may be a number unless converted to int. Definitely you can have a integer key, Yogesh. I told you, you can have an integer key. Okay, some more tips. You never use the function names, inbuilt function names as your variable names. Like list list is your inbuilt function, inbuilt method actually. Dict inbuilt method. Your tuple tuple, your int, or you never use any keywords. Of course, you cannot use keywords in your as your variables. And never start your variables with special characters except for your underscore. Never use numbers right at the beginning of your variable names. So all these universal conventions can be followed. Next, Dharnendra has this solution dict. Okay, again Dharnendra, please do not use the function name, right? You can use dict1, something like that. N is equals to, you'll have the input value for, okay, beautiful. Beautiful. For I in range from 1 to n plus 1, you'll have dictionary. Perfect. Dharnendra has got the solution. Anybody else? I want you people to make note of Dharnendra's solution. He has got a perfect solution, except that the dict value should, the dict name should be replaced with dict1, right? Make sure that you do that. Next, moving ahead, you have, yeah, last two slides. uh, I'm thinking these are all very small programs. I think you can do that. I'll give you as an assignment, right? Okay, this can be done. This all can be done. These are your assignments for the day, right? Okay, we are running out of time. Okay, let's solve this last question and move ahead. Write a Python program to create and display all combinations of letters. Oh, beautiful. Let me see who can do this. All right. If if you do this on your own without using Google or anything, on your total own, I'll be really impressed. Right? You'll have 6 minutes. Let me see. It is like beginning program of your tougher areas. Right? Uh, this is the entry point where you are moving into something considerate. You didn't get the question, Yogesh? Write a Python program to create and display all combinations of letters, selecting each letter from a different key in a dictionary. Consider you have this particular value, right? You need to take the first element. Okay, premise. You'll have the value, all the values in the dictionary as lists, right? This is your premise. Premise number one. Premise. Okay, that's all your assumption is. What you need to do, you need to take the first element of the first list, then you need to perform the combinations a and this c. Okay, that is your one combination. A and this particular d, that is your second combination. Now again, all the values from the rest of the lists are exhausted. Then you need to take b, the second value from the first list. Then you need to perform the combination of this particular list. Then you take b, then you need to perform the combination of this particular value in the list. As simple as that. Should the solution be general for this particular input? Let it be general. Let it be general. Time's up. Here is your data. For I in data, values is equals to data of I. Okay. Okay, let me check what it is printing. I J. Okay. I want to see what I have got. Let me take one more. Values 1 is equals to list. I have values 1 is equals to data of j. Okay. All I need is to compare both of these. For k in values, for j, for k, l in values 1, print str of k plus str of l. Let's see. Did we achieve the output? Let me check. AC, okay, AD, BC, BD. We are repeating the same. Where should I quit it? Okay, it is repeating the same values. I don't want this to go back. So how do I do that? For I is equals to data, for j is equals j in data. Yes. The solution might be inefficient, but let's see how I have gone about it. See, here is the dictionary. So what I'm trying to do, I'm going to what do you say? Take the value. Take two lists, empty lists, values and values one. Let's see why I took it. And one more list that will be the output list. LST will be the output list, and count was totally unnecessary. I thought something else. All right, no problem. Here I have for I in data, right? Here is the for loop which runs runs through the value, the keys of the data dictionary, right? I have a dictionary. Then what do I have? I have two lists. Let's see why we have lists now. This particular last list is my output list, right? I have the for loop. In the for loop, I have the iteration where I'm going to take the keys of the dictionary one by one, and I'm going to store the values inside the values list here one by one. And in this iteration, I'm going to store A, comma B, right? Then in for j in data, what I'm going to do again, I'm going to iterate the same dictionary one by one, and I'm going to check if I is same or not. I don't want the combination of the current list with itself. So if the current list is being iterated with itself, I'm going to continue. If not, I'm going to continue with the data. And then what I'm trying to do, I'm going to take the take the values of the current iteration, inside iteration as well. Here, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to copy this particular value. In the first iteration, I have taken this particular value. This is the list. Then I'm going in the inside for loop. I'm going to skip this particular list, and I have copied this particular list C, comma D into values one. I hope it is clear till now. Then what is happening, I'm going to take the values inside the values list one by one, and I'm going to take the values in values one list one by one as well, and I'm going to append concatenate these two values into a list, right? So what I'm taking this particular value, and I'm also taking this particular value, concatenate both of them, and I'm going to append to the list, and I'm going to print it. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm going to print the half of the list. This is very inefficient, and also I'm going to print the output of the output specific to this particular dictionary, right? So in order to why have I divided by 2? Because this particular list is combined with the second list as well, and again when the iteration goes to the second list, this list also gets combined with the first or the prior list. We don't want two operations of the same kind, the same operation happening twice. So I'm going to print the list only up to half of it, because the rest of is again the redundant version of the same list, which I don't need. So I'm going to print half of the list itself. If I want to generalize this code, what would I do is, for I in LST, if I in, say, I'm going to use string slicing. Uh, I'm going to reverse the string. If you want, you can make a note of it. This is the expression to reverse the given string. I'll check if the string is reversed. Then I'm going to pop that particular reversed this one. Then I'm going to print the particular list. Yogesh, that's a pretty good suggestion. Yes, that's also can be given, right? Before doing that, let me sort the data first. Data is equals to sorted. That only works if the data is sorted. So data dot items reversed. No, I need it ascending only. Then I'll convert it into dictionary, right? Is smaller. Is okay. Let's see this. Let's see if it's going to work. Okay, I need to reverse this. Perfect. Let's see if it is going to work with other values as well. 3, say E, F, right? So, oh, perfect. It is going to work. Nice. So let's see the solution. Uh, I have the, I want all the people to concentrate here. I have the data, which is the dictionary. Then I'm going to sort it in this particular line. Okay. I'm going to sort it. Then I'm going to take 3 lists. In these 3 lists, I'm going to temporarily store the values in of the current iteration, the outer iteration and the nested iteration in the values 1, and the list LST will be stored in the output will be stored in LST. All right. Then I'm going to take the for loop. Then yeah, then I'll iterate through the keys of the data, and I'm going to copy the current list corresponding to that particular key in the data. Once I do that, I'm going to take an inner loop where I'm going to compare if the current iteration is getting combined with the previous lists as well. If that is the case, I'm going to use continue. What does continue do? It exits the current iteration, and it is going to continue with the next iteration. Right? If that is not the case, I'm going to take the values. Then I'm going values which will be progressive in the position, right? Which will be progressive in the position. If the data of I is currently in second list, that is C comma D, the J will never go back to A comma B. That was a major problem which we are facing. So it will never go back to A comma B, right? Then we have yeah, So it is progressively taking the lists. So that is the reason why we took this. Right? Beautiful suggestion by Yogesh. Then we have the lists of the current iteration, that is data of j. Then we are going to append the values of individual values of values list and values one list one after the other, and we are going to append it into list. Right? This is one possible solution. Next one being yeah, Abhishek has got this solution where okay, we are running. Actually, we are running out of time. I plan to finish Tuples today. Please make a note of Abhishek's solution. I'll send you the screenshot, of course. When I send the screenshots, please make sure you go through the Abhishek solution as well as somebody else given the solution. Okay, no. Please go through the Abhishek's solution and think what strategy he has used to solve this. Okay. So having said that, moving ahead, we have tuples. What is tuple? This will be the last data structure, data type related, last but one actually. Still have strings to discuss, right? This is the last but one data type which we are going to discuss in this session. That will be tuple, right? What is tuple? Tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable. In Python, okay, I'll put solution. Okay, okay, all right. All right, here is my solution. Next, tuple. Tuple is a collection which is ordered and unchangeable, which means it is just like your list, but the thing is it is not possible to alter the values. You cannot pop, you cannot push, you cannot edit, you cannot do anything. Once it is created, it's done. So that is the only difference between tuple and a list. And tuple is depicted or represented using a pair of parentheses, right? Round brackets. So that is the only difference between your tuple and list. So let's see how to access the tuples the same way as you access the list using indices, right? You can access tuple items by referencing or referring to the index number inside the square braces, just like you do in your list. No difference, right? Next, you have negative indexing. Just like your list, you can also negative index from last to one, right? This is -1, -2, -3, 0, 1, 2, right? Just like your list. Moving ahead, you have range of indices where you can perform slices, just like your list. Can anybody tell me what is the output of this particular code snippet? Sundar says cherry, orange, kiwi. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see. 0, 1, 2. Okay, cherry, orange. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. It will be cherry, orange, kiwi. Right? That will be your output. Hope it is clear. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up to we have 5, but we'll print only till end -1. That is kiwi. So the output will be cherry, orange, and kiwi. Next, range of negative indices. Can anybody tell me what is the output of this? Aditya says it is nothing. Are you sure, Aditya? Why do you think so? Anybody? Orange, kiwi, melon, mango. Okay. -1, -2, -3, -4. So the output will be orange, kiwi, melon. Just to make sure, let's see. Uh, Perfect. Orange, kiwi, melon. Because this is -1, -2, -3, -4. You are starting from -4, then you are going to navigate towards -1. But -1, that is your -2. You'll hold up to -2. So the output will be orange, kiwi, and melon. Hope it is clear. Next, changing tuple values. As I said, it is directly not possible, right? Directly changing the tuple values is not possible. However, you can convert the particular tuple into list, then edit whatever you want, then you can convert that particular list back to your tuple. That way you can indirectly make changes in tuple. See, here in this example, can anybody tell me what is the output? Here you have this particular list, you want to change banana into kiwi, right? What you do, you take this particular list, you are going to convert it into list using sorry, you are going to take this particular tuple, then you are going to convert it into list. One second, right? Converting it into list and store it in y. Then you are going to access the value at index 1 of list y, and you'll replace the banana with kiwi. Then you are going to convert that particular y list back to tuple and store it in x again. Then you are going to print x. So what will be the output? Quickly, people, what will be the output? Apple, kiwi, cherry. Perfect. Next, loop through a tuple just like you do with your list. This is how you loop through the tuple. You are going to use for loop, that is x. For x in this tuple, it is going to iterate the values of tuple one by one into x, and you are going to print it. Okay, as simple as that. Next, check if item exists. Just like your uh, list, you are going to use in operator. You are going to see if apple in this tuple, then you are going to print yes, apple is in the fruits tuple, right? As simple as that. In operator, we have been using this since evolution. I'm taking this fast because we have already seen all these things. It's like a cousin of list, which is very rigid. Tuple is a cousin of list who is very strict, nothing else, right? Then you can use length again, redundant, same thing. Length, in order to get the length of the list, length of the tuple. What do you think is the output of this particular code snippet, people? 3. Perfect. Next, how do you join two tuples? As I told you before, it is not possible to edit the same tuple, but you can join two tuples and form a third tuple. This is how you do it. You can perform addition operation upon two tuples. What you are going to do? You are going to take the first tuple and concatenate it with the. You are going to take the second tuple, concatenate it with the first tuple, and form a new tuple. So, what will be the output of this, people? Yes, we can do this with list. Perfect. All you people are right. Next, the tuple constructor. How do you start? Give a. How do you form a tuple? You're going to take a particular tuple, put it inside that tuple constructor, and directly assign it to a variable. Instead of doing this is also same, and you can use this tuple without using this particular constructor. You can take off the total entire this one, and you can directly, this will give the same output, right? This will, it is one at the same, right? Implicitly it is going to take care. And tuple accepts only one operator. I mean one argument, right? So both are same. Next, here are the tuple methods, right? So count, what does count do? It is going to take the tuple. Count is a method, so you need an object. This is your object. You need to call this tuple dot count, inside which you need to put a value. So it is going to return an integer value, which is the count of the number of times that particular argument has been mentioned in tuple, right? Just say if there are two apples, right? Let me give, right? If I have one more apple, okay? You have an error. Let me see. Okay, space was there. All right. Please make sure that, okay, here is the lesson for you. I too didn't know you are not supposed to place a space anywhere inside the tuple. Okay, please make sure this. So where were we? Okay, we needed count, right? When you put this tuple dot count, inside which if you put a value and try to print it, you have to, because apple has occurred twice in this tuple, right? So as simple as that. Simple. Next, you have index. So what it is going to do, it is going to search the tuple for a specified value and returns the position from where it was found. So if you want to, okay, what is the index? If you do this, what is it going to do? It is going to return you the index of the first occurrence of the uh, element which you have passed as an argument, right? What it is going to do, you have two occurrences of apple, so it is going to return the first occurrence, the index of the first occurrence of the value, right? This tuple dot index of apple. So that's it, people. Your tuple is finished. You have nothing else in tuple. Okay.